Folks, if you were hoping that the brouhaha with AI art on Wizards of the Coast products had come to an end, well, what can I say? I've got some bad news for you, or some good news for you if you're enjoying the hubris involved in all this. But anyway, of course, before I get into that, I'd like to remind you that this video is brought to you by our friends at Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde makes the kind of adventures they'd like to play, whether it's for Castles and Crusades, for 5th edition D&D, or for the OSR. Old School is in play at the table, and you can find them on DriveThruRPG or on their website, hellebardegames.com. And if you like this video, folks, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And so this actually comes to us from PC Gamer. There's a couple of articles over there from just 2 or 3 days ago, really, regarding the whole AI art issue that's going on with Magic the Gathering cards and everything else. But let's take a quick look at that. Here we go. Here's the article. Wizards of the Coast reverses course, admits to using AI in promotional image. Well, we made a mistake earlier. This is by Ted Litchfield, and of course, I will link to these articles in the description. The tabletop publisher had firmly denied using generative AI art to make the promo image, which has since been deleted. After sharp-eyed Magic the Gathering fans cried foul over a recent promotional image's seeming use of generative AI art, Wizards of the Coast initially asserted that it was fully human-made. However, just 2 days on, Wizards has deleted the offending marketing post and acknowledged that generative tools were used in the image. The picture in question situated 5 new Magic the Gathering cards with their human-made bona fides, at least not in question, on a desk in a steampunk-flavored apothecary-cum bookstore. All well and good, but minute details in the image showed telltale signs of it having been made with AI tools, namely the filaments in the light bulbs, some of the wiring on the desk, and ticks on the pressure gauge. It's all in line with image generation tools' consistent failure to render fine details like fingers, teeth, and text. That'd be a bummer on its own, but this comes after Wizards of the Coast swore off AI art entirely following its controversial use by a longtime freelancer in a Dungeons & Dragons sourcebook. Wizards initially denied that the Magic the Gathering promotional image was made using generative AI tools, stating, "We understand confusion by fans given the style being different than card art, but we stand by our previous statement. This art was created by humans and not AI." Magic fans were not convinced, though, and even some artists who work with Wizards of the Coast expressed alarm and dismay. Illustrator Jason Rainville stated that he was considering alternate sources for commissions if Wizards would be pursuing this tech despite its prior statements, though the artist has since retracted that criticism following Wizards' admission and promised to do better. Artist Dave Raposa, on the other hand, declared he was done working with Wizards of the Coast entirely. You can't say you stand against this, then blatantly use AI to promote your products. Emails sent, goodbye to you all. On Twitter, Wizards of the Coast stated that the image background was sourced from a third-party vendor and claimed that it looks like some AI components that are now popping up in industry-standard tools like Photoshop crept into our marketing creative, even if a human did work to create the overall image. Wizards elaborated in a further statement on its website. We already made clear that we require artists, writers, and creatives contributing to the Magic TCG to refrain from using AI generative tools to create final Magic products. What's now apparent is that we need to update the way we work with vendors on creative beyond our products, like marketing images we use on social media, to make sure that we're supporting the amazing human ingenuity that is so important to Magic. Along with so many others, we also want to get better at understanding whether and how AI is used in a creative process. We believe everyone benefits from more transparency and better disclosure. We can't promise to be perfect in such a fast-evolving space, especially with generative AI becoming standard in tools such as Photoshop, but our aim is always to come down on the side of human-made art and artists, and you guys clearly didn't over there. Just goes on to say the company's initial firm denial is upsetting, but that aside, I think Wizards has made the right call by retracting the art, admitting that it was created with generative AI and outlining how it will avoid mistakes like this in the future. And that's, of course, the author of the article. And he mentions that the flood of low-quality AI art on the internet seems to be creeping into commercial use, and it feels like we've all been deputized to try and suss out what's real or fake, not unlike how we've all become accustomed to having unprecedented media literacy when it comes to discerning misinformation out there on the World Wide Web. Sometimes that can lead to false positives, like with another piece of D&D art that was accused of being AI generated before getting exonerated last month. And we're just getting started. Some commenters online have accused Apex Legends of using AI generation for key art in a recent trailer for its Final Fantasy Rebirth crossover event, while tablet manufacturer Wacom pulled a promotional Twitter post that was accused of having used AI art. We are 1 week into 2024, but the burgeoning AI revolution has me thinking we're in for a long year indeed, and I tend to agree. And then there's this piece here, which was updated back on the 7th. In the days following this story, Wizards of the Coast acknowledged that the Magic the Gathering promo image was indeed made using AI tools. You can read our latest story, which we just did, on the controversy and its aftermath. So this is just basically the follow-up for them owning up, and kind of a spicy take here from this this Twitter feed. Either you're lying to us or your artist is lying to you. This is blatantly AI. It took me less than a minute to find multiple examples of clear AI generation. Your human artists are terrible at their job then. And of course, this is basically more, and we'll link to this article as well. To an extent, that doubt is understandable. In August 2023, AI-generated art was found in a preview for the upcoming Big B Presents: The Glory of Giants sourcebook for Dungeons and Dragons, and we talked about that here on the show too. Wizards of the Coast acknowledged the use of AI in that case and followed up with statements swearing off it in the future. And I mean, it's pretty obvious that they didn't swear off of it enough or completely. Now, I personally think that this is something Wizards is either going to have to go full in on AI art or completely swear off it and say, look, these are the people, this is their process, this is what they do, here's pictures of them drawing this. And there's no two ways about it. You're either using the AI generated art on your products, Wizards, or you're not. Now, as for myself, I personally think, like for the thumbnails on these videos, a quick splash of AI art is no great sin. And I know a lot of you folks have left comments down below that say, hey, it's just a tool and people are going to have to get used to it. It's here. It's not going away. But of course, I want to know what you folks think about this. But it seems to me like Wizards wants to try and have their cake and eat it too. But let me know down in the comments. And again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. And until then, just keep pestering hell to open the pod bay doors. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.